Alright, got a little project today. We are going to be shortening the Unicook Live a Better Life 15 by 12 square pizza stone. If you follow my channel, you know I got a wood stove that has an oven underneath, so I'm going to be trimming this thing, hopefully, to fit the wood stove. That'd be great to have a pizza stone in there. Now, I gotta readjust this camera just a little tiny bit so you can see what I'm talking about. But this is an unused pizza stone. A little dirty, I've been looking at it. It's it's got a label on this side, which that'll be the downside. Yeah, we're gonna try to do this. So I'm looking for a 13.5 by 12. That's 11 3/4, so that's gonna be my 12. And we're gonna go 13.5 on that direction. So we're just gonna cut off one side and call it good. This is, I assume this is vitrified ceramic, fairly hard, because it's Firestone, or stoneware, I guess is what you would call it. And I'm hoping I can cut it without a crack. I don't know. I've never cut this stuff exactly with this saw that I've got. But we're going to give it a try. So let's check the saw out. What do we got here? We got a DeWalt Wet saw. And I got it kind of temporarily set up here. I just got a bucket of water down here because I didn't want to fill this whole trough, so I'm just making one cut. I use this to put ceramic floors in. It is a pretty good saw. I'm sure they make better saws, and if you got one of those, I'm excited for you. But this is what I've got. So a couple quick cheats on this thing. This bad boy, Harbor Freight Special plastic, snaps right in there. Amazing. This thing, that's what came with it. I don't know. We're not going to use it today. We're not going to use this either, but that's what I use. Get my stuff nice and square. That's how I do my 45s. I do fancy, overpriced 45 cut stuff. I guess. I don't know. Let's see if we can get this thing laid out. So like I said, we're going to be doing 13.5 across. I'm just going to do a quick guideline. Give me an idea what I'm doing. So that should be roughly what we're cutting. Give or take. It's not exactly a science. I am not exactly a scientist. So we'll go back to our box, measure, 8 times, cut once. 13.5 by 12. That's our 12 dimension, obviously a little short. 13.5 right there, slamma-jamma. This is when I got to readjust the camera because I got to kind of bend down a little bit to get in here. So what I do is I line it up. Here for a second. Get down in there. Get it right to where I want it. Double check all this here. Make sure that's tight. There's no debris. Get down there and look. And that should cut right in. So, a couple ways I could do it. I could score. I could do a relief cut. I could do a relief cut on both ends, which could help prevent a crack situation. I might do a relief cut. I may actually cut this, flip it, cut it back in, and then make the final cut. Let's do that. Let's put a relief cut in this. Just on the off chance that this is some crazy... I think it may be, let's see, how would I describe this? Maybe harder than tile, maybe? Or maybe softer. I really don't know. So, okay. When I fire this up, water's going to come out. Double check this one more time. We're just going to do a light relief cut in there. Let's see what happens. Might get loud. Just down a little bit. Here we go. Cutting like butter. I'm just going to go for it. In my infinite wisdom, hitting over here. So we did get a relief cut. How about that? Now, what I can do, I can release that because this saw is capable of doing plunge cuts. I can take this over here, and I can, let me adjust the camera for you. See how I can drop that right in there so I know I'm exactly on. Make sure I'm up against the fence. Double check. Drop it back down, tighten it, adjust the camera, and that should be it. Here we go. Nice and slow. Yeah, I probably should have thought that through a little bit, but it's been a few years since I ran this. That's fine. Yeah, I'm happy. I am happy. Slight overlap there. I could probably hit that with a file. Yeah, no, that's a good deal. Now, this is all chamfered edge. I don't know if I'm going to chamfer edge it. Let me put this back up, and we'll get a paper towel. Wipe that down. Disregard the mess. It's the maid's day off. Ugh. Oh, that cut like butter. I can't tell you. So, I was gonna say, I can't tell you how many floors I installed with a crappy fucking tile saw. Sorry. I apologize. A heckin' tile saw. Crappy heckin' tile saw. But, so the way it worked was, and you guys may not know this, but I'm a home builder. I believe 5th generation. Anyways, we used to hire, when I was younger, we used to hire tile guys to lay floors. And I worked for my dad, or worked with my dad, I should say. And these guys were putting the floors in, and it was just like such hackery. And I was like, I've never laid a tile floor before, and I'm pretty sure I could do a better job than these guys are doing. I mean, it was just atrocious. And I kept saying that. Finally, my old man was like, you know, put your money where your mouth is. Lay the floor. So I did, and it was perfect. And he's like, oh, you're my new tile guy. And I laid tile with, I'm trying to think where he bought it from. It wasn't a Harbor Freight. I think it was a Menard special, but it was just one of them little square ones where the blade is fixed, and there's a splash pan underneath, and just rickety. Man, I laid lots of floors with that thing, and it was garbage. And we did a big custom for some people, and they wanted their kitchen done with these giant, I think 16-inch maybe, if I remember right. They wanted the whole floor at a 45. And I was like, Ma, that saw ain't going to cut a 45, so we had to pick this thing up to do it. And that's, I mean, how much time we got here? I'll tell you some stories. So, as I'm not a professional tile installer, they wanted heated floors in their bathroom, and I wasn't comfortable doing that because if you screw that up, that's a big deal. And I don't have the equipment. So we just straight up told them, you know, we'll get a different tile guy to do your bathrooms. That's fine. We called a dude, professional tile layer. He came in. He actually had the equipment. I've never seen it before, but he had these things called squeakers that hook to the heating grids. That basically, once the heating grid gets broken, it fires the alarm off, and you know that you got a problem, which is cool. That's how you solve that problem when you're installing it. But anyways, we just happened to be laying the tile floors at the same time, and this guy was like, he was basically like, dude, you're making me look bad, is what he said, because I laid this floor. Well, I mean, I've got a degree from a university in fine arts. I'm a goddamn artist, so I laid the floor perfect. Anywho, that's my little tile floor story. So I don't know, I might come in here with a file that down a little bit. And it's not going to really matter. It's going in the oven. I guess we could maybe sneak in there. You want to walk in there and see if it fits? Let's do this. I'll bring my monitor so I can see what I'm doing. If you see a mess in my house, once again, the maid's got the day off. It's not too bad in here. We'll keep it low key. Try to get that back. Come on. All right, here we go. Drum roll. Now I didn't cut it tight because of thermal expansion. Two dissimilar materials expand at different rates, so you don't want tight. So I got an extra 1/4 inch in there, and I got some room front to back. So how about that? About an 1/8 inch. If I take it to the back and bring it forward a little bit, I have to worry about, I had to take into consideration there's a thermometer here and the probe comes out, so hopefully that's not going to bump. Oh yeah, really hard to see, but it looks like I'm clearing it by a 1/4 inch. So I got a little room in the back. So yeah, haha, I'm excited. Pizza stone. Let's go back out here. Oh man, so I've had that stone for over a year. This tile saw has been at my father's house. I laid a floor for him in his basement, and we just never moved it. And that floor, geez Louise, where are we at on time? We're almost over time, so I can't really tell you the story, but I'll do a quick synopsis of what he ended up wanting to do. He wanted his tiles that come square. He wanted every corner chopped off, and then an inlay on every corner, because he saw it at the store and thought it looked good. Am I getting that drawn right? Can you see that with the angle? So that's what I did. We started cutting the tiles and we realized each tile was actually a different shape, so we couldn't just set a jig up. So I had to hand measure every single cut in order to make it look like to my standards. And that floor is beautiful. It's a beautiful floor. So, yep, 12-minute video. Went a little long, but yeah, pizza stone. I looked this up, $26.99 on the internet. I paid 50 cents. So, deal with it. Stay safe.